Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session. This is Danish Freed from Ireland Education Office, and we are delighted to have you join us. The Ireland Education Office is dedicated to promoting Ireland as a premier destination for international students. We provide comprehensive support and guidance to students seeking to pursue their education in Ireland, from helping to navigate the application process to offering insights into the academic program, scholarship, and campus life. Our mission is to ensure you have all the information and resources you need to make informed decision about your educational journey in Ireland. And thank you for being here. And we are excited to have outstanding guest Selina Floy from Griffith College Dublin, and she's the Global Student Mobility Manager in uh, Griffith College, and she will sharing the valuable insights into the various academic programs, scholarship opportunities, financial aid, and what student life is like in Ireland. So before we delve into the main topic, Selina Floyd, please give us a brief overview of your role as an Griffith College and share the initial attracted to join this institution. We would love to hear about your journey and what drives your passion in your work, please. Over to you.
Yes, welcome everybody, and thank you for taking the time to attend and to find out more about studying in Ireland and the merits of coming to Griffith College. As per my introduction, that's me. I'm a global mobility manager. It's a kind of long title, but what that means is that I support students from initial queries to applications to right through the process to arrival in Ireland in conjunction with the Ireland Education Office. It's something I've been doing for, I believe, 16, 17 years now, and it's something that I get great pleasure to see the students process and arrive in Ireland, and particularly move through and graduate from Griffith College. So today what we're going to do is we're going to look a little bit about Griffith, the background, as why it should strongly be considered for your future study destination. And then I hopefully we may have some questions at the end that we can also go through. So let me just, if I can, bring up the presentation. Okay. If you can just confirm you can see that, that will be great.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, you can see that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So there's just another picture of me, so we'll move on quickly there. I guess, you probably researched a little bit about Ireland, but these are some of the reasons I would say, you're making a major decision, a life-changing decision. So it's really important that you're well researched and informed. But these are some of the reasons that I would strongly say, look at studying in Ireland. So we have a very safe and friendly English-speaking country. If you look at the Global Peace Index, Ireland is ranked at number 3, and that's from last year. It's known for its natural beauty. It's known for its rich culture and history. There are things in Ireland that are older than the pyramids, but yet that's fused with, the modern innovation of technology today. So it's a very unique merger there. Because of the natural beauty, because of the friendliness, because of the culture, we have many, many tourists coming per year. And that in recent years, before COVID, was going up to 8 to 9 million per year coming over. And that's a population, if you look at Southern Ireland, of 5.1 million. So that kind of puts things into perspective. Importantly, Irish education is highly respected globally. The QQI qualifications, where all the degrees of Griffith have, is again highly ranked. So that means not only will you be coming out with a fully recognized world-class education, but it will stand very highly. Any degree that you have, you can go on to the next level, whether that's, if you do want to, whether that's the US, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, etc. Ireland has a strong economy, a robust economy. It was even growing through COVID. 12.2% in 2002. It went down last year, but again, many countries were faltering into recession. So again, it maintained at 4.5%. We have more people now in employment than ever. And we have the lowest unemployment rate in 21 years. Again, Ireland is very much known for foreign direct investment. There are many, many international companies that have bases or their European headquarters in Ireland. So whether that's accounting and finance, where over 50% of the world's leading companies have bases, whether you're looking at pharma, where 10 of the 10 largest drug companies, pharma companies have bases, 450 medical device companies, for example, have bases. So IT, 9 of the 10 largest IT companies, 9 of the 10 largest gaming companies. So that kind of gives you a feel. And important, if you're looking at these areas, you know, the scope on graduation. And Ireland does have its third level graduate stayback scheme. So what does that mean? That means that on graduation, if it's a bachelor honours degree, you get a minimum of 1 year. If it's a master's or postgraduate level, you get a minimum of a 2-year stayback. And those graduate stayback schemes then enable you to transit to the work permit, whether that's a general one or whether that's a critical skills, if you get offered a job in your graduate field. And finally, just to get a reflection of you know, what Ireland is like. If you look at the UN Human Development Index, you'll see that Ireland is ranked 8th, and that's based on health, education, life expectancy. So these all give you a feel of what the living standards, what the quality of life is in Ireland. Moving on now, again, there are a number of providers that you can obviously look at, and you should research. But why take us more of a look at Griffith College? Now, Griffith College is a very established independent college in Ireland. In fact, it's a great year to be coming over the next year as Griffith is celebrating its 50th anniversary. There are more than 7,000 students with around 2,000 at the moment that are international students from over 100 different countries and a growing number of alumni. As you see, there are over 40,000. Excellent student faculty ratio. You're not just a number at Griffith. The faculty has an open door policy as well. So students become quite connected and supported by the faculty as well. It's known for its career-focused education. Much of the faculty have extensive experience in the industry. Some are still working in the industry. We have many guest speakers as well. And that's important because what you're hoping to do is to get the skills, the hard skills, the soft skills, you know, that when you graduate, you are ready to enter, you know, a career in the field. In terms of faculties, accounting, business, computing, science, design, law, music, multimedia, journalism, and the sciences. And the sciences particularly relate to pharma-related courses. Another thing that people ask for, bursary or scholarship, you know, are there discounts? So we do have up to €4,000 on offer on our undergraduate courses, and our undergraduate courses are 12,000 per year. And then we do have up to €3,000 available in bursary scholarship on our master's programs. We have 4 campuses. So depending where you want to study, depending on the course, where you have contacts, you know, you have options. We have 2 in Dublin, 1 in Cork. Cork is Ireland's 2nd largest city, and 1 in Limerick, which is really seen as Ireland's 3rd largest city. We also have on-campus accommodation at our Dublin campus. So again, you know, you do have the ability to stay on campus with the safety, the security, and the convenience should you wish to do so. And that just gives you a bit of a picture there. If you can take a look at, you know, the overview, that's of the Dublin campus. Now, I think that's also important to consider because, you know, it's not just a building. There is plenty of space for enjoyment. There is plenty of space for all of the student college, you know, all of the student campuses, sorry, all of the student union groups, and just to relax as well. So there gives you the picture there. Moving on now to our undergraduate courses. So at undergraduate level, again, we have 2 intakes per year, and that's the same with the masters. We have the September intake, which is now closed, but we also have the February intake, and that's the intake we're very much looking at now. So we have an array of courses available. One of our most popular is the computing, and that is partly because of the strength of the industry in Ireland, but also because of the structure. So we have the first 2 years are taught. That is followed by the work placement of 6 months in the third year. And then the final year, you can do your electives and your specialisation. We also have an ordinary level. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but I'll just briefly explain this, that in Ireland, when you're looking at degrees, you get a level 7 and a level 8. So a level 7 is an ordinary degree and a level 8 is an honours degree. Now, a level 8 enables you to go direct on to masters on completion. A level 7, you will need to do 1 more year generally to top it up to a level 8. Moving on now, we have our Faculty of Business. So whether that's accounting and finance, as I mentioned before, that industry is very strong in Ireland. Also specialisations there in marketing, human resources are available. We have our LLB Honours in Law, which is a 3-year programme, and it is accredited by the Law Society of Ireland and the Honourable Society of King's Inn, which basically means that on completion, you can go on and do your barrister exams, etc., professional examinations if you wish. Ireland's Law School was also voted Best Student Experience last year, so it's a great course to consider. We have design, whether that's interior architecture, fashion design, graphic communication design, interior design and fashion design, also at a level 7. Now, the difference there between a level 7 and a level 8 in those design programs are the level 8 does require portfolio review for direct entry. Then we have our creative arts and screen media. So whether that's film, TV and media production, and we also have photographic media. And finally, our Faculty of Journalism and Media Communications there. So whether that's communications and media production, music production, audio and music production, or creative technologies and digital art. So that gave you a brief overview of what's on offer and what's on offer for Feb in the undergraduate programs. Now, our postgraduate programs largely build on our undergrad. Now, in Ireland and at Griffith, these master's programs are of 3 semesters. So we have 2 taught semesters, followed by our research dissertation semester, or for some of the courses, our research by practice semester. So the MBA at Griffith, it's important to note that's an executive MBA. So you do need to have had a minimum of 3 years of leadership managerial experience. So your honours degree can come from any field, but you have to have had that experience in the managerial role in order to apply for the MBA. If you are a fresh business graduate, you can look at things like international business management, tourism and hospitality management, global brand management, business and law, accounting and finance, procurement and supply chain management, which is very popular, and pharmaceutical business management. Again, we have the 3 law programs, the LMMs in international law, commercial law, or human rights law. Our computing programs there, as you see, computing science, interactive digital media, and big data management and analytics, and network and information security. Now, we have a number of students that don't come from computing. They may have come from something related, maybe telecommunications, electrical and electronic engineering, but want to go on to a master's, and we also have a higher diploma pathway that enables that. Journalism and media, radio and journalism, and we have public relations there. And finally, related to science, so these are some of our most popular programs. Why? Again, because of the strength of the industry and two, because they are run jointly by InnoPharma, the industry. So they're very much getting those hands-on career skills. So here we have the pharmaceutical business and technology, digital transformation, and medical device technology and business. Now, these graduates don't have to come from pharma. They can come from any of the pure sciences, pharmacy. They can come from, MB doctors we've had coming in, dentists we've coming in. So it's a whole range, basically from pure sciences to those that are more vocational health programs that they have graduated in at bachelor honours level. And from this year also we've joined with the Irish College of Humanities and Applied Science programs to support their offering of master's programs in childhood studies, adolescent studies, addiction studies and addiction recovery. And also for those that have come from an honours psychology degree there, we have work-related psychology and related to leadership and management too. So that gives you a bit of a feel of what is on offer. As I said, importantly, again, you will be looking at the fees. And as I mentioned before, our yearly fee for our undergraduate programs are 12,000. But as I said, we do have up to 4,000 in bursary scholarships. So depending on your academic results and depending on the campus, it can be up to 4,000. Our postgraduate and masters, and I would encourage people to go directly onto masters rather than postgraduate diploma, because in Ireland, the masters and the postgraduate are the same level. They are a level 9. Because at Griffith, the first 2 semesters are your postgraduate diploma, and then the third semester, which is your research by practice or your research dissertation, is building that up to a master's level. And that really does add something when you are going in, applying for jobs as well. And generally, the criteria for entry is the same for both. Now, most of our master's programs are for 14,000, except for those science programs that I mentioned, which are 16,500. And like I said, up to 3,000 available in bursary scholarship. For living expenses, you must really take into account a minimum of 10,000 euro to be considered. And this is what the visa office will be looking at. English proficiency, IELTS, a minimum of 6 or higher, depends on the program, but we also accept TOEFL, PTE, Duolingo, Langcert is also not there, but we accept that too. And most of the students coming through the Ireland Education Office will be coming from Pakistan. So we are looking at high school 660 plus, which is over 60%, or I know some do A-levels, so we will be looking at 2 A-levels, not AS level, A-levels of 2 Cs or above. Now, when we're looking at master's level, we will be looking at that 4-year program, honours degree, and a minimum of 60%. Now, it's difficult to put CGPA because I'm aware of, because of working with the Pakistan market for a while, CGPA and percentage equivalency does vary with the different universities. So we do say 2.6, but it has to show that it's above 60%. So that's a little bit of a feel there of, a little bit of insight there into what are the costs and what the requirements are. Now, what I'm showing you now is just a view of life as a student at Griffith. It's not just about the study. You have the clubs, the activities. And for some reason, sorry, it stopped there. But again, it is a full experience. You've got the full campus experience at Griffith. So I wanted to keep that fairly short, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of an overview and for you to get a visual view of Griffith as well. There's, some references there, whether you want to go into, the website, the halls of residence, or the student union, which is, again, is very proactive. But what I would like to do now is to kind of close my spiel and stop talking for a little bit, and very much welcome if any questions, or if anybody does have any questions, that we can maybe take some of those questions now.
All right, Selena, thank you so much for the detailed insights. And please, attendees, if you have any question, you can ask right away in the chat box. We are available with you. Yeah, let me see if we have any question, then we will try to address them.
Okay, so once you apply for the visa and you get your final number and appointment date.
All right, so
Sure, maybe.
yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
please.
Yeah, I was just going to say, often just a couple of questions that students often ask me is, how many hours of study? So as an international student, you have to be on a full-time course. So a full-time course means over 15 hours contact hours per week. So generally at Griffith, that can range generally between 15 and 18 hours per week between Monday and Friday. Students are permitted to work part-time as a student, and that's 20 hours per week and 40 hours during vacation time. And as I mentioned before, with the graduate scheme, if students on graduation, if they get a job in their field during that stay back, then they can go on to the general work permit or the critical skills work permit, depending on the job that they've got. And I think particularly in Ireland, students that have graduated in IT, have done accounting and finance, and have become chartered accountants, have done any of the pharma related masters, they offer strong possibilities, of entering work related field on graduation.
Okay, Selena, we have a question here in chat box, like how much gap accepted for the master? So I think ideally it's 3 to 4 year accepted.
Well, yeah, I mean, what I would say, it's not so much about how much of a gap, but it's like what has been done in that gap, right? So that is relevant because we need to make sure that your skills are fresh. You have been utilizing your skills. So, if you have relevant work related, we could probably go up a little bit more, 5, 6 years. But, maybe if you've not been doing anything, or for some students, they may have gone into teaching at much lower level than a master's, and then they are losing the skills, and the proficiencies that they've developed during, say, their bachelor program. So yeah, we do look at gaps. I would say visa-wise, once the student gets over maybe 30, early 30s, they do look at how will this master's add something in terms of, will they be able to get a better job? They've been working, say, 7, 8 years. Is the financial investment in this master's worthwhile? Will they get a better job that makes this financial investment worthwhile? So these are things we will look at, in admissions. These are things we will discuss with the student and with, the Ireland Education Office with each application that comes in.
Yeah, it's perfect. And you mean to say like your gap should be justifiable, and what you have done during your gap period, like you were doing something relevant to your field, you were doing the job, that should be justifiable, in short.
Yeah.
So let me check. We have another question. If Pakistan student gap 2 or 3 year, which requirement? Okay, so I will address this to Numan. They are asking about what requirements fellow. So Numan, please, first of all, your gap should be justifiable, like you were doing any kind of job and you got any experience. Your CV should be updated, and you have the experience letter relevant about your work experience. So that is the criteria to meet your gap
Yeah,
after your studies.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's looking at bachelor level from high school, or if he's looking at masters after bachelor's. I think, like I said, masters we can look at, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, depending on,
Yeah.
it's a little bit more, but for undergrad, we would really be looking at maximum 2, say possibly 3 years, because that is much tighter, you know, and particularly as well visa wise, you know, why didn't they go earlier? You know, why are they going now?
Okay.
So it would be a significantly for students looking at bachelor level. Yes, we're probably looking at, you know, I wouldn't like to go above 2 years really, now that COVID, you know, is behind us. So, and I think particularly it, you know, it does come up as a higher risk and a challenge for when they apply for the visa, for undergraduate students when, you know, for bachelor level applications.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much for the detailed answer. And right now we have a Mariam Raj, and she's asking about, please confirm about your international business management requirements. So I hope so. I will share the details after this session directly, but if you wanna enlighten, you can add your.
Yeah, so if I think that will be the MSc in International Business Management.
Exactly.
So for, like I mentioned before, the MBA is an executive MBA. For all of the other business masters in the graduate business school, they do require an honours degree in a related business field, and that has to be proved that it's over 60%. Yeah. And we also do need that English proficiency. Now, for most of our masters, and this includes the business masters, if a student has 6.5 with no band less than 6, that gives direct entry. Or say the second most common English proficiency test that we get is the Duolingo test. So if a student has 120 with no band lower than 105, they get direct entry. But sometimes the student may come down a little bit. So they may have one band of 5.5, or they may have one band of, say, 95, but an overall. And then we can offer English support classes alongside academic modules during that first semester. There's no additional fee for that. But if you consider that the third semester is a dissertation, you know, we're very concerned that we want students to be reaching their full ability. So those supportive English classes not only develop overall English level, but we'll be looking at academic English development as well.
Perfect. So we have another question which is related about LLM, and I'm gonna answer it right away. So please confirm about the LLM language requirements for DET. All right. So
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. So the LLM programs, you may have seen earlier, we have 3. So whether that's international human rights, if you want, or if you want to do international law, you know, we have 3 different options there. Now, we do need a 4-year, I'll just review the academic. We do need a 4-year LLB honours. Now, I am aware that previously, in Pakistan, they used to have the 3-year LLB. So if a student has significant work experience and has a 3-year degree, we can look at that with a faculty review of professional skills and competencies. But going on to, there is no option of supportive English with our journalism courses or our law courses. So it must be a minimum of 6.5 with nothing lower than 6 for IELTS. And it must be a minimum of 120 in Duolingo with nothing less than 105. There's no option for anything less than that, because no English support can be given for the law.
Perfect. Perfect. And Selena, how much initial deposit required? I think for that, I will suggest you have to pay your full fee. Okay. And that is the good thing for the visa acceptance as well. If you're going to pay your full fee, in this way, you're going to approve your visa, because in the immigration requirements, if you have more than 15,000 euros for a year, then you can pay your half fee as an initial deposit. Otherwise, you have to pay your
Can I just interject there? For Griffith, we don't allow partial payment. So
Perfect.
You do need to pay the full 1 year in order to get the invitation to register letter, which is required for study visa application. We have done that for a number of reasons. Students, you know, you do need to show finances for the full program, you need to show finances for the full living expenses. So if a student is worried about only paying, say, you know, half, that can raise concerns, and that can obviously raise concerns with the visa office. And just logistics as well, because, you know, it kind of adds to double the work. You know, if they pay half, then we're waiting till they get the visa and then pushing for that second half before, you know, enabling them to register. And, you know, it's smoother visa wise. It shows a stronger profile visa wise. And, you know, for Griffith, it's just something that we've had in place a number of years. For that reason, but also for logistical reasons as well.
Thank you so much for the detailed insight. And we have a last question over here. There is a case study. Sir, I have a questions. If a students complete bachelor's or a master, can student works there or not? And after complete master, can students stay Ireland and works? Okay, so
Shall
Yasmina,
I
please.
answer? Yeah,
Mhm,
okay. So if we're looking at the masters, so on completion of a master's, you get the 24-month stay back scheme. It's called the
mhm,
24-month graduate stay back scheme. If you get a job in that time, then you can apply, then you can move on to one of the work permits. So there's a general work permit and there's a critical skills work permit. So, you know, these are things that you can also look. Critical skills would be things, for example, like IT, chartered accountants, those related to biotechnology, pharma, etc. Now, there are a number of criteria for that. You do have to get, you do have to be offered a job by an employer. For the general one, it has to be a salary of 34,000. Generally, for critical skills, it needs to be a salary of a minimum of 38,000, right?
mhm,
And once you move on to those, if it's a critical skills, then you are able then to bring your spouse, etc., immediately. And then they can go on to, you know, the stamp that they get also allows them to work. If it is a general work permit, you have to wait 1 year before you can apply for your spouse to come over. So there's a little bit difference there between the general work permit and the critical skill work permit. Basically, to get a resident permit in Ireland, if you've gone on to the general work permit, that's up to 5 years. On work permits, you get 2 years, which was renewed for 3 years. If you're on a critical skills work permit, you can basically apply for the resident permit within 2 years. So yes, in short, those
mhm,
options are there. But, you know, the main thing is for you to really focus on your masters. You want to come out with a good, you know, a good result, good reference letters from the faculty.
mhm,
You know, because when you go into, you know, when you go into the job market, you will be applying for jobs with other international graduates, people from the EU, Irish. So you really need to show that, you know, you stand out as well. And I think what else is important, and I failed to speak about earlier, sorry, is that Griffith does have a career recruitment service. So this is an office specially dedicated to try and support students to develop the skills to make them ready to go into the job market. So,
mhm,
you know, students can sign up for career coaching interviews, you know, whether that's with particular help with CVs, job interviews, you know, a review of kind of soft skills, etc., that are needed. So that's very much there. And we do also have a number of career fairs, particularly with the business faculty as well. So these are how we are engaged and connected and try and support our students to have, you know, maximum skills on graduation
mhm.
and preparation there to be applying for jobs in their field.
Perfect. Selena, please, I have a question. Like in Griffith, there is any support available for the students during the studies about internship and job opportunities? Like, is there any support available in
Yeah, so
yours?
that's it. I mean, the career recruitment service
Mm-hmm,
is involved with that as well. We have a number of our courses do have internships, and that's particularly in relation to the BSc in computing. So we do have that 6-month work placement there. And I think what's good about that is that, you know, students that do that work placement and do impress their employer, they're often then pulled back, you know, after year 4. with an option to go and work. I've seen that for a number of students. We do have options of the dissertation by practice on a number of our masters, for example, MSc in Pharmaceutical Business Management. So what this does, and that's coming in now more with the other business masters for next year as well. So this is what we're trying to do. It's very much, you know, that's been something I think that's, you know, been fed back by the faculty. And as I said, these QQI courses are rigorously reviewed, Quality Qualification Ireland, and that's what we did in the last validation to enable more of those research by practice coming in with our master's programs for the third semester.
All right. Thank you so much, Selena, for sharing a detailed information, and I'm sure our attendees found it very helpful. And if anyone has additional question, please, you can reach out the Ireland Education Office, the representative and the business partner with Griffith College in Pakistan. And thank you all for joining us today, and we look forward to see you at the Griffith College, and have a great day. And thank you so much, Selena, again. Cheers, please.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to be involved.
Have a good day.